We're going to do something new today. We're doing the betting talk. We're going to be breaking down all the bets that I like for this weekend, all the things I want to talk about for the sports. We're going to do start with some boxing, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. We're going to end with some NFL bets for Sunday. We're going to go through UFC, and we're just going to try and do something a little bit new. Don't know how it's going to work. Don't know how I'm going to like it. But if you guys do enjoy it, make sure to drop a like. We're not going to edit it. We're just going to talk through it. So we're going to start off with the boxing fight. We do have some background noise just because my sister's sleeping. Don't want to wake her up. Don't want to be too noisy. Next time we won't have it. We have Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul. Now, I cannot believe this is an actual fight that is going on. Jake Paul, at 27 years of age, is taking on a Mike Tyson who's almost 59. I believe he's 58. I really cannot believe that this is actually happening. But pretty sure he's born in 67, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just make sure real quick. Let's just make sure what we're talking about here. Mike Tyson is born in 1966. That's even worse. He's 58 years of age. He is taking on a very young Jake Paul, who, honestly, I can't even believe this is I can't believe this is real. I cannot believe this is what's happening right now. But we're seeing Mike Tyson take on Jake Paul. Now, the betting for this is over under 6.5 rounds. There is I believe it is 8 2-minute rounds, which is not normal at all. Or is it 10 2-minute rounds? How many rounds is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? Let's see. 8 2-minute rounds. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. So we have 8 2-minute rounds. We have that in very much in benefit of Mike Tyson. They are fighting with 14-ounce gloves, which is like training gloves at this point, because anyone that fights over 135, when you fight boxing, they fight with 10-ounce gloves on. We're fighting with 14-ounce gloves on, so again, benefiting Mike a little bit in the power range. And you have the fight where it's like, what is the point? What is the point of this fight? Who wins here? Because Jake Paul doesn't win, like, at all. If he beats up Mike Tyson, everyone's just going to be pissed at him for beating up Mike Tyson, who has no business being there. And if Tyson wins, what actually happens? Mike Tyson just beats up Jake Paul. Again, this line's moving. This line was plus 165 earlier. Plus 190. Money's getting stacked on Jake Paul right now. Over under 6.5. Plus 100 going over 6.5 rounds. I like the over. If you're betting this fight, man, I mean, again, this is tonight. I'm going to be putting this out probably around 5 o'clock. I'm going to only do about 20-30 minutes here of just trying to yap through my thoughts here. I thought this would be a good idea to do every single week or every single time I feel like talking about some sports, but it's just, this is incredible right now. Jake Paul, by decision or technical decision, plus 265. If you guys have a bankroll, or if you guys are just degenerates, even $20, dude, $73 for Jake Paul to win by decision. What makes you think Jake Paul's going to knock Mike Tyson out? I get it. He's 60 years of age. I think Mike Tyson's going to lose. Are they going to really allow Mike to go in there and get knocked out? No. Roy Jones Jr. fight. Mike Tyson would have knocked the fuck out of him, probably. Probably. There's definitely some clause here we don't know about. It's on Netflix, of all things. Like, it's not like they're getting paid big fucking bucks to run this. Mike Tyson by KO is not even a valuable prop. Plus 300, terrible. It's barely better than Jake Paul by decision. Jake Paul by KO is just laughable. Plus 130. I don't think Mike Tyson's going out to fucking Jake Paul. I do think if this is like any other time, if this is like an actual sanctioned bout where I don't hate Jake Paul and I don't think of him as a YouTuber baby boy who's fucking beating up old people and beating up people who he knows he can beat no matter what, weight bullying them and stuff, and beating up guys who literally have no business, like even boxing in general, because they're so terrible. Like, it's just, I don't feel like they're going to let Mike Tyson get knocked out. I don't feel like Jake Paul is going to have enough of an ability to rush down. I think Mike Tyson might be able to rush him in the first 2 rounds. If Mike Tyson doesn't get him in the first 2 rounds, this fight is going over 6.5, and I think it's going to a decision. It's probably going to be a draw, or it's going to be in favor of Jake Paul. Either fighter to be knocked down in rounds 1 to 3, minus 165. I don't know. I don't know. Who's going to get knocked down, guys? Who's realistically going to get knocked down? It's tough because, again, power never leaves. Mike Tyson's going to be sitting up there for a while. He's always going to have his power until he's like 70 probably. He's on that fucking mountain still. It's just his cardio. How much do you trust in Mike Tyson's cardio? How much? How much do you really trust? I don't trust a whole lot in it. Mike Tyson's gonna need to win it inside the first 3 rounds, or it's kind of over. Any fight specials that I like? Let's see. Let's see here. Paul to be knocked down in round 1 or 2. That's good. That's not too bad. It's the only chance Mike Tyson has knocking him down in those first 2 rounds. Plus, I mean, 5 to 1's not too bad. Again, a little bit tough in the betting side. I just wanted to talk about that quick. I mean, again, I know it's a fight people don't really give a shit about. I know all of us really don't care about it. It really, really doesn't matter. But it's interesting to me that people are even betting the side of Mike Tyson. It's kind of been pissing me off recently seeing, like, dude, he's 60. I don't care. I'm hoping that Mike Tyson brawls, man. I'm hoping he storms the gates. I'm hoping he runs at Jake Paul. Do I think it's going to happen? No. No, I don't think it's going to happen. Do I think I'm going to watch a very old Mike Tyson get his ass whooped by Jake Paul for 8 rounds at 2 minutes apiece at one of the most fucking boring fights of the year? Yes, that's what I think is going to happen. But I'm hopeful that it doesn't happen. I'm hopeful that we see something a little bit better than that. But still, it's very, very possible it's going to just happen that way. And then we're going to be stuck watching some of the worst shit all year. All right. We're going to move on now to a little bit of the MMA talk I wanted to go through. David Onama just got added up on the card, betting-wise, taking on Roberto. Who is it here? David Onama. We just got to pull it up here. Let's see who he's fighting. David Onama is taking on Roberto Romero, who's 8-3-1, coming out of Combate Global. It's just like, bro, these are just... Why are they even giving David Onama this, bro? He better fucking knock this dude the hell out. This dude has no business being in the UFC. That loss to Patrick Lehane, bro. Patrick Lehane is terrible, first of all. Terrible stand-up. Barely any fucking boxing. And yet he still beats him in a fucking decision, which... Roberto Romero is going to get mauled. I do not understand why this is even a fight. Anyway, we're going to go look at the betting side again. This is supposed to be the betting talk. David Onama sitting at... He was a 10-1 favorite. Probably sitting at a little bit better now. What is he now? Let's see here. David Onama sitting at a minus 1,200. Holy shit. Okay. Nope. Not better. He is worse. At a fucking 13-1. I mean, that is just pathetic. You cannot bet that. David Onama by KO, minus 115. I don't mind that. Under 1.5 rounds looks good. Usually guys who are outmatched inside the UFC get out in the first round. Excuse me, I am yawning a lot. I'm taking fucking penicillin for some strep throat, and we are just having an absolute time trying to stay awake right now. I just really wanted to do this video. Anyway, David Onama probably by knockout is probably your best bet if you're looking at it. It's really tough to guess. Under 1.5 rounds I like a lot more. Plus 105. I mean, maybe mix it up with the KO prop too. He's able to knock out Gabriel Santos with a fucking uppercut in round 2, okay? I think he's going to have a little bit easier time with Roberto Romero, who has no business being inside this even. Like, dude, he's going to get knocked down, kicked out of the UFC. That's what's going to happen to Roberto Romero. He's useless. He's just there to fucking fill up a spot in the card because he just had this card get absolutely fallen apart. We have Donata Diniz, who's still a plus 120 underdog. Pathetic. Again, Marcin Tybura is not that great. Old as hell, almost 40 years of age, and we're still betting him as a favorite. Ridiculous to me. Jim A10 Miller sitting at a plus 154 against Damon Jackson, who leaves his chin up in the air half the time, and Jim Miller loves to storm the gates, clipped Bobby Green on the inside. These are things that happen, bro. These are things that happen, and they're going to continue to happen. Jim Miller is not gone yet. This is like the Mike Tyson thing. He has power. It's just, this isn't a fucking YouTuber fight. This is a real fight. Damon Jackson, man, clipped by Ige, clipped by Ilya, leaves his chin open, a little bit exposed by being chinny, and we're expecting him to get through Jim Miller? The over-under in the rounds is 2.5 at plus 125 at the under. Dude, that's insane. If you're betting that fight, you take Jim Miller plus 3.5, minus 150. You don't think he's going to win the first round? It's Jamin Jackson. I don't give a shit. Even if he takes him down, Jim Miller's going to win at least the second or the third. He's not going to get 10-8'd by a Damon Jackson who looks like shit now at 37. What's he going to look like in a year? He looks terrible. We haven't seen him this year, have we? Who'd he beat? Hernandez his last time round? Alexander Hernandez last time round. April 6th this year. Okay? He was even telling Alexander, put your hand down. Put your fucking hand down. Like, calm down, bro. Shepe beat the shit out of you, man. And Shepe looked terrible in that fight. He looked terrible. He missed weight, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, Shepe did. 3.5 pounds. I mean, that's wild. I don't understand that. Like, look at this. 63% of the picks on Tapology is Jim Miller. The betting side is getting so much love. Jim Miller was a plus 115 earlier this week. This dude is almost a fucking 2.5 to 1 underdog. What? What is happening to Jim Miller right now? I get it, he's 41, dude. I'm thinking the same thing. But plus 150 for Jim Miller? Who almost knocked out Bobby Green twice inside that fight? Even though he's getting pieced up to hell? Like, what? Are we talking about the same guy right now? Only 2 losses in the last fucking 3 years are Bobby Green and Alexander Hernandez. Meanwhile, he's knocking out Nicholas Mota, fucking Cowboy on his way out, Gonzalez, Jesse Butler, Gabriel Benitez, who sucks ass, but still. You know what I mean? Seems a little bit ridiculous to me. And then you have Chris Weidman, who was a fucking favorite against Eric Anders. I get it. No one wants to be the guy betting on Eric Anders, but how are you going to bet on Chris Weidman? You're going to bet on Chris Weidman after that Bruno Silva win? He eye poked his way to victory. Get out of here, bro. I like that Marcus McGee, though, sitting as a minus 130 favorite. Man, it makes sense. But Jonathan Martinez, again, one of those guys very dangerous in the striking. Leg kicks from hell. One of the only guys inside the UFC with multiple leg kick TKOs. I believe there are 2 of them. Or are they 2? Cub Swanson and Adrian Yanez. Both in the last 2 years. He's still nasty, dude. He beat up Said Nurmagomedov. Took him to a decision. Like, Adrian Yanez is no punk. Jose Aldo, a little bit of star strike. Whenever you fight him, like, how are you going to hate on them for that? Mauricio Rufy, coming out from the Fighting Nerds, trying to take home another KO victory for their boys. Seeing as Carlos Prates doing some quick work. Thiago Moises trying to get back into Caio Brajalho, just making quick work of the middleweight division. Jean Silva getting 3 knockouts in a row in lightweight division where he had back-to-back bouts. One week after another, knocked out Charles Jourdain, and then he's like, fuck it, I'll fight Drew Dober. Knocked out Drew Dober, who never gets knocked out. Like, what? Gets a TKO stoppage by a fucking massive cut on his forehead, I believe. Bruno Brazil just got a win over Molly McCann this year. And now you have Mauricio Rufy, who's taking on James Liontop, who's going to get knocked out. James Liontop's just going to get starched, probably. Mauricio Rufy, man, very calculated when he has a guy hurt. Very impressive. I'm very, very impressed by him. He's been doing a lot, man. He's been doing a lot for the UFC, and he's been taking any fight that he gets given, and they're giving him slow move-up fights, which is very, very nice to see. They're not just rushing him to fucking hell, especially seeing as he had that KO loss to Manel Souza in SFT. You know, they're giving him time, even though he's taking whatever fight he can get. He's had 2 fights inside the span of a year, and now he's about to have his 3rd. Supposed to fight Charlie Campbell. Changed up for James. Charlie Campbell, I believe, was hurt inside camp. I like the odds here. I mean, minus 600 is a little bit steep for Mauricio, or minus 900 is a little bit steep for Mauricio Rufy. KO minus 150 parlay piece. Put Mauricio by KO. Put who do you got there? You put Veronica Hardy, who's consistently improving. Again, one of the most impressive prospects I see right now at 115, I believe it is. Eduardo Moura, again, one of those impressive prospects, but Veronica Hardy showing more heart, showing more improvement inside of her last 3 fights, showing that an exceptional level of skill every single time, and I'm expecting her to be even fucking better by the time she swings around. So take Mauricio Rufy by KO, Veronica Hardy, take Jim Miller, and maybe just take Marcus McGee. Maybe not Marcus McGee, Eric Anders. There you go. Plus 1294? That's not that bad, dude. Yeah, let's move the camera here. Plus 1294? It's really not that bad. You want to put Marcus McGee in there? You think Paul Craig's going to get choked out inside the first fucking 2 rounds? Or knocked out inside the first 2 rounds? Probably going to happen inside the first round. Then you have, like, Jonathan Dennis? What are we? We're making millions here. Fucking $15 pays you what? $1,200? Honestly, it's not even that bad. I'm gonna save this real quick because I actually like that bet a lot. Anyway, I think we're done with this UFC talk. I just want to talk a little bit quick about it. I mean, this card's bothering me a little bit. You know, John Jones, Stipe Miocic. John Jones taking on a fucking full-time firefighter who literally looks like he doesn't give a shit about this fight. He doesn't look like he cares about the Jones fight at all. Jones is like, you talked about my family. Shut up, Jones. What are we talking about here, bro? You're the guy ducking the actual champ. First of all, John's not the actual champ. Tom Aspinall's the heavyweight champion of the world. First guy to ever defend an interim champ belt. Or maybe the second time. But, like, what are we doing here? What are we just giving the interims away like fucking candy? What is this, fucking 2018, 2017? What are we, just giving Aldo a belt, giving fucking Whitaker a belt? Everyone gets a belt. Just give everyone a belt, fuck. Everyone deserves a belt. I don't know what we're doing here. I like the Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler rematch, but, you know, I don't know how that fight's going to fucking play out. Michael Chandler was winning the fight to begin with inside the first round, dropped Charles Oliveira early in the first round, and in the second round just gets clipped bad where he can't recover, and they're fighting the exact same fight again. So if Michael starts off the same way, Charles might get out of there, honestly. But after the Armin fight, I'm still going to take the side of Charles Oliveira when I bet. It's just, I hate this card, man. John Jones is just going to fucking starch Stipe. We all know it. We're just taking John Jones under 2.5. What? I'm sorry, you can't parlay these? Yes, you fucking can. It's going to be like minus 115. There you go. Minus 150. Anyway, we're going to move on from this. Okay, we're done with the UFC 309 card. I know, I can't believe it. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to go to some NFL. I still can't believe what happened last night. Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, unable to figure it out. In the second half of the game, they were up, what was it, fucking 7-3 going into the second half. They were up 10-3, and then it was 10-6. And then inside the fourth quarter, the Eagles just run away with it. Jalen Hurts making some nice handoff plays to Saquon Barkley. Barkley gets 2 touchdowns inside the fourth quarter and basically wins it for Philly, getting 146 yards. A.J. Brown having a shitty game, sort of. 65 yards only. Devontae Smith, I believe, only got like 28 or something. Eckler ran decent. Brian Robinson Jr. got a touchdown, but Jaden Daniels wasn't really able to run out of the pocket too much. Was having a bit of a problem with taking too long to throw. He would run out of the pocket, and you'd have two of the fucking Phillies two of the Philly linebackers, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I don't know the position. Jesus Christ. I watch it. I don't listen. Linebacker, defensive. On the defending team, who typically lines up behind the defensive lineman. What? Football on the defending team. Defend the pass. Okay, I don't even know what the fuck I'm reading right there. Anyway, 2 of the defenders on Philly, okay? It's not that big of a deal. I don't know the terminology, but I know what I'm fucking talking about, okay? Staying too long inside the fucking pocket. And Philly was able to just sack Jaden Daniels a couple times. I think he took quite a number of sacks. Let me just double check this here. Jaden Daniels taking... Come on, bro. This is taking 3 sacks for what? I don't even know if they tell you how many yards. Anyway, he took like an 11-yard sack, a 7-yard sack, and then some other fucking shitty sack. Philly just played really good defense at the end, won the game, and now we're leading off into the Sunday games where you have Green Bay taking on Chicago. Green Bay should smoke Chicago. Chicago Bears having a tough time. Caleb Williams proving that once again, the first-round pick is not all what he seems to be, and he still seems to be shit. Detroit Lions take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. What do you fucking think? I don't give a shit that Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions against the Texans. They still won that game. They got given the game by the refs. They got given the game by the Texans, and they still won the game. Jacksonville's going to get just absolutely smoked, probably by 20. Baltimore taking on the Steelers. Historically, the Steelers have won the game majority of the time. They're sitting at a plus 142, seeing as Baltimore does have the better team. But again, historically, if you want to really bet it based on historical stats, based on historical statistics, based on historical rivalry statistics, you have to bet the Steelers at plus 3.5. And if you want to say fuck the books and fuck history, I don't give a shit about odds and statistics and all that. You go Baltimore because they have the better team. Under 48 probably seems better. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Good defense on both sides. Leads into the Minnesota Vikings against the Titans. Shitty defense on both sides. Titans having a tough time this year. Vikings should easily win the game. -6 is a little bit tough. Titans can keep it close. Vikings only won, by like 5 against Jags or whatever it was. I don't remember what 2 weeks ago or something. Terrible game. Raiders taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins got Tua back. They can actually play their playbook now. They don't have to play some shitty garbage where they have absolutely no quarterback. They're kind of back in the contention a little bit. They did win last week, but the Raiders, again, might be able to keep it a little bit close. Aiden McConnell and Gardner Minshew both making swaps mid-game, basically, because they're both trash. So Miami probably is going to have a good time. It is an early game, so I'm hoping Miami can just get it done early so I can place a couple more bets later on. We have, I'm skipping the Rams and Patriots games. I hate that. That's such a fucking dumb game. Patriots suck this year. Garbage. Jets against Colts. Jets are going to lose. Colts, I don't give a shit. If Anthony Richardson's sitting himself, Aaron Rodgers can't even fucking run. His diaper's too big because of his little baby piss pants. Cleveland Browns taking on the Saints. Saints absolutely showing that they were frauds at the beginning of the year. Having the new offensive coordinator from San Fran, they were looking a little bit better. Now they're back to shit. They're back to exactly how you think they are, and the Cleveland Browns aren't nothing either, so this game being a pick'em makes sense. Over under 44. I like the over. Both of these teams are terrible. They're going to be chucking the ball heavy. Seahawks against 49ers, actually a really good game. CMC is making his way back this Sunday, probably going to absolutely stomp over the Seahawks, who were having a tough time last week against the Rams. I believe that was their last game, right? Yep. Lost in OT against the Rams. Absolutely fucking horrendous game to watch. I was pissed about that. 49ers should win it. Should cover. Should go over. Will be a high-scoring game. CMC going to be making some large runs. Seahawks can't really stop the run right now. I'm pretty sure they're in the lower half percentile of stopping the run this year. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders were in the fucking top half, and they couldn't stop Saquon Barkley for shit at 36 yards inside the first quarter. Falcons taking on the Broncos. Bo Nix picking it up a little bit this year. Almost arguably did beat the Chiefs, but again, Falcons do have Kirk Cousins, who's the absolute beast inside the fourth quarter. Best percentile inside the NFL right now of active quarterbacks, I believe, with a fourth quarter percentile. So you can't count him out ever. He could be down fucking 14 in the fourth quarter, and he's going to rip it and give you 2 touchdowns and keep it close. So I like Falcons +2, but again, Bo Nix picking it up a little bit. Chiefs taking on the Bills. Most likely the Chiefs going to be continuing the undefeated streak. I can see them going undefeated this year and making a repeat. Cementing Mahomes as one of the greatest of all time. It's just, I want the Bills to win, okay? It's just the Casey's having a fucking phenomenal year. Bengals taking on the Chargers. You have, what? Anyway. Bengals and Chargers. I like the Bengals. Joe Burrow, overwhelming. Chargers kind of look like shit this year. They don't really have anyone. Stratford, meh. Like, he's not really performing. Oh, no, that's not Stratford, is it? Stratford is the Rams, right? So who's the Chargers quarterback? Herbert, Justin Herbert. Yeah, he's playing like ass too. Who else do they have? Like no one. Jesus, dude. Who like? Jesus Christ, they literally have like no one. Dobbins is their best player. Wow. Anyway, Burrow's probably just gonna run through them. I mean, anyway, it's a decent week for NFL though. It's a good betting week for sure. The over/under is sitting close on average to about 45. They love the score. Like a couple games in the last couple weeks were like 30 something. They don't even have any 30s here. They have all 40s. They're not letting it get close at all. Even this game's fucking 40. They're making it difficult. Anyway, I believe that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making these a specific time frame. I don't think I will. I think I just want to get my thoughts out, let you guys hear what I have to say. If you guys like any of the bets, you can follow along. Also, the NBA Cup is on. Remember, this is competitive basketball, so these guys will be playing for keeps. Denver Nuggets, I'd be betting them all the way. Warriors, I'd be betting them all the way. I'd also be betting the Wizards a little bit. They are a little bit of a competitive team when it comes down to the Cup. They did the same thing last year. +9 isn't too bad against the Hawks. I'd stay away from the Knicks, though, against the Nets. Nets were covering 10 against the fucking Celtics, and they were performing pretty good. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this weekly or just daily or whatever. What's CFL looking like? Argonauts against the Blue Bombers. Yeah, the Blue Bombers should just absolutely destroy them. Again, hopefully you guys enjoy the UFC card. Hopefully you guys enjoy the boxing tonight. It's probably going to be terrible. Hopefully you guys enjoy the NFL Sunday that you guys are being gifted this week. I will probably be doing a recap and breakdown of most of this stuff on Sunday alongside the UFC recap and breakdown that I like to do. I'm going to be doing these once in a while for anyone that enjoyed watching. I appreciate you. If you guys would like, drop a subscription, drop a like. I'll try and do these as much as I can. That's all I got. I actually kind of like this. It was only 26 minutes, but it was nice to get my thoughts out about some gambling, especially since all of us degenerates can live in the same type of world, especially when we're trying not to go broke in this world. All right, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Talk to you all later. Peace.